Week 2 of the Black Ops 6 beta is here, and last week I took it upon myself to max rank the 5 best weapons in the game. So today I'm going to be giving you the top 5 best Black Ops 6 loadouts to be using for nukes, high kill gameplays, and just raising your KD. If these help you out in any sort of way, just make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up button so you don't miss out on my future Black Ops 6 videos. With all that being said, let's get into the first loadout. We got to start off with the #1 weapon in the entire game, the JACKAL PDW. It's basically an AK-74. The thing's a shotgun, a sniper, an LMG, AR, SMG. It does it all, and this is the best build for it. So starting off, I'd like to throw on the compensator for vertical recoil control. Just makes the weapon more accurate, you can land more shots, and drop enemies a lot faster. For my barrel, I have on the long barrel. You just get damage range out of this, and this just makes this thing kill much more quickly at those longer range engagements. So now it's accurate, and it can take out enemies at long ranges. So off to a great start. You gotta throw on a bigger magazine so you can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. I prefer the extended mag. I feel like it's more than enough. Some people like to do the 50, but you do lose out on other things such as aimed on sight speed and sprint to fire speed, and it lowers your reload speed even more. So I just prefer the extended. It's up to you, one of the two, personal preference. For my rear grip, I like to run the CQB grip, and it increases your sprint to fire, slide to fire, and dive to fire. So after doing all those mechanics, you can fire your weapon a lot faster. And once you get that first shot off, most times you're gonna win the gunfight. So just being up and ready after all those movements is incredibly important in winning more gunfights. And then my 5th and final attachment is a stock, and I like the balanced stock for aim walking speed so I can strafe really fast. And that makes it way harder for the enemies to land shots on me. And we get to increase the movement speed so we can be more aggressive on the map, getting around the map a little bit more quickly. So these are the 5 attachments. I feel like you could change some of these if you want, but at a base level, no matter how you play the game or what your skill level is, this is going to work for you very, very well. Next, we have my personal favorite assault rifle in Black Ops 6, the AMES 85, which is essentially the Krig 6. I max leveled the AK-74, the XM4. Nothing felt as good as this. It was the first I ever used, and it's the only one I want to be using. So for my optic, you could throw whatever you want on. This Merlin Reflex is the one you get when you pre-order the weapon, so you already get this right away. You can go ahead and use this. This is really, really good. But my personal favorite is the Coup Spot Reflex, which is essentially the mill stop reflex from Black Ops Cold War. It's like the most standard red dot that we have in the game as of now. Throw on whatever optic you want. You gotta have one on. In order to unlock this, you need to rank up your AK-74 to like level 25. You got to put a lot of effort in just to unlock this. So just throw an optic on it. You need it. The iron sights aren't the best. Again, if you pre-ordered the game, you get this optic, and it's honestly really, really clean. It's what I use for the majority of ranking it up. It was really nice. So we got a red dot on. Next, I like to throw on the compensator once again here for more vertical recoil control. So we got to make this thing a laser beam. We're going to be using this at long ranges, and we want it to be accurate. So I think the compensator, as of now, is the best muzzle in the game. My 3rd attachment, we have a barrel, and I like to run the long barrel for damage range, and this just makes it kill as fast as possible at those longer range engagements. This thing already hits hard. You put something like this on it, it's over at long range gunfights. It's genuinely unreal. It's probably the best long range weapon in the entire game. Next, we need to put on a bigger magazine, and I like to do the extended mag, where we get a 45 round mag. We can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. And then my 5th and final attachment, it's really up to you. You could do a stock here. The balanced stock is great, where you get aim walking speed and movement speed. But again, man, you have to run a rear grip on this weapon. The sprint to fire in this game is just overall really, really slow, and the assault grip gives you the best increase in sprint to fire speed. So the weapon just gets up faster. Without this, you just cannot get caught sprinting, or it is just GG. The gunfight's already over. So this is a necessity, and it's an attachment that you're gonna see in future builds. You gotta have this on, and those are my 5 attachments. Again, extended mag, bigger mag. This thing does a lot of damage at long ranges. We're gonna be very accurate with the compensator, and you need an optic on so you can see very well. So again, this is by far my favorite AR in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the comp weapon of the year. Sticking to assault rifles, we have the XM4, which is just an all-round incredible weapon to be using. Super great up close, super good at a long range. You could get away using this at any given range. It is that good. So I like to throw an optic on, just like we had on our AMES. I have the Coup Spot Reflex. Again, just throw an optic on, whatever you have available, whatever you think looks really good. I have this one. It's like your basic red dot. Gotta use it. I like to throw on a barrel, and I have on the long barrel for an increase in damage range, just like our AMES, just making this thing as strong as possible at longer ranges, kill enemies really fast. We're gonna go to the fire mods real quick. brother, you could put rapid fire on the XM4 with no cons. There's no cons to increasing the fire rate by quite a bit. Look at this. Let me take out my face cam so y'all can see this. I ain't never seen an attachment do this before, where you get a huge increase in fire rate, so it shoots faster, meaning it kills faster, and there's no cons. You gotta have it on the XM4. When it comes to close range gunfights, this thing is an absolute unit up close. Now that this thing's gonna shoot really quick, hey, we need a magazine on this thing, because you're just gonna be burning through ammo. The 45 was perfect. Again, just so you're not flying through your rounds because of the rapid fire. And then my final attachment is very similar to our AMES, is that assault grip, so we can get the weapon up faster. Again, the sprint to fire is like the biggest downside of this entire game, at least for me personally. I don't like it. I hope they end up buffing the sprint to fire on like everything in the future, but in the meantime, I got to do it myself, so this assault grip does the best of job doing it. And those are my 5 attachments. So pretty similar to my AMES build, except we have rapid fire on, which is a game changer on the XM4. For our 4th loadout, we have the C9, which is identical to the MP5. It's literally the same thing. You could just see it right here. It looks like an MP5. And this build is pretty much the same I have in my JACKAL. It just works just as well because these are the 2 most dominant close range weapons in the game as of now. I have the compensator on for the vertical recoil increase, so it just makes this thing significantly more accurate at any given range. I also have the long barrel on this as well for the increase in damage range, and you can get some serious range out of the C9, sometimes even better than the JACKAL. It's really, really good at a range, and I like to just kind of further that a little bit more by having this barrel on. Next, we need a bigger magazine. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it's up to you, because the reload speed is dirt slow on this compared to like almost any given weapon in the game. I've experimented with the flip bag, which will reload your weapon faster, and you get some aim down sight speed and sprint to fire, which is great. Or you could just do a bigger magazine so you can get more out of it without having to reload as often. It really is up to you. I've tried both. I just prefer the bigger magazine, but if you don't care for that, you just want it to reload quick, you have to do the flip mag. Again, it is really, really slow on this for some reason, and slower than it probably should be. For my rear grip, I have on the CQB grip. So the reason I have the CQB grip over the assault grip is because when it comes to SMGs, I like to incorporate more movement. I'm up close. I want to kind of just dip and dodge in those close range gunfights. So I get sprint to fire, slide to fire, dive to fire, so I can use those movements and my weapon's just ready to go at any given time. So I think CQB grip is the best for the SMG, so you could use your movement and still have your weapon up and ready. And then my 5th and final attachment is the balanced stock. I'm someone who loves to strafe. That aim walking movement speed comes in handy, so I could just move back and forth really fast. It just makes it harder for the enemies to land shots on me, and I get that movement increase as well. So again, in those close range gunfights, I can kind of dip and dodge as fast as I would please. And again, I'm pretty sure this is identical to my JACKAL build. Both weapons are super similar. There's no reason to really change the attachments up. And then our 5th and final loadout is that AK-74, which is essentially the AK-47. And this thing hits like a truck. It might be the strongest AR in the game, at least it felt like it. So for the optic, again, whatever you would like, I'm just really glad I was able to unlock this Aku spot reflex. Really, really clean optic. I have on the compensator for vertical recoil control, so it shoots as straight as possible at long ranges. For my barrel, we're changing it up. We have the reinforced barrel. It's a combination of damage range and bullet velocity. I feel like it needs both, so that's why I went with this. So that thing's gonna have less of a bullet drop off, and it's gonna be as strong as possible at those longer ranges. So you just get a combination of both, which you can never go wrong with. I then threw on a magazine increase on the extended mag. It does have a little bit of a slow fire rate. You probably could get away with the fast mag, honestly, but I'm just someone who likes the bigger magazines rather than the fast reload. It's an AR. I'm gonna be sitting back and play a little bit slower anyways. And then for the rear grip, I had the assault grip on for sprint to fire. These assault rifles, if you want to just be aggressive in some manner, you need this attachment on. Like, you just can't get caught sprinting, seriously. You got to be posted up and really use this like an assault rifle. So that's why I have the assault grip on, and that is the entirety of my AK build. It's a little different because of that reinforced barrel, but it does get the job done. Now, no matter what 5 of these setups you choose to use, the rest of the loadouts pretty much stayed the same throughout the weekends. I have on this GS45 pistol. It's pretty strong. It's like a 2 to 3 shot kill, and it really gets the job done up close. They got my knife there. Stim shots are incredibly useful, especially when you're trying to stay alive or streak up. You just instantly regenerate health. Best tactical in the game without a doubt. Some Texas are pretty damn OP in this game. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you could just throw it across the map without even looking, and you're guaranteed a kill. It's unreal. So lethals are super OP. Take advantage of them. Just use the thumbtacks. You don't have to cook it. You don't got to think about it. Throw it and you're chilling. The assault pack just gives you more ammo. As of now, there isn't scavenger in the game, so this is the way of getting scavenger. And this also replenishes your your stim shots and your semtexes. So that obviously is really useful when you're trying to streak up or get a nuke or whatnot. My perks, I got Ghost on. Everyone has UAVs in this game, so stay off the radar, man. You throw this on. You have to be moving in order for it to work, so make sure you're on the move. I have on Dexterity, which reduces weapon motion while jumping, sliding, and diving. So the weapon's able to be a little bit more stable when you're doing your movements. We got Double Time, which increases the tactical sprint duration. I ain't gonna lie, this should just be a default on all players, honestly. So gotta have it on so you can just not feel like you have cement rocks attached to your leg. I then threw on a wild card. There's two options, Overkill and Perk Greed. I have Perk Greed, so I could throw on an extra perk, and that is Gung Ho. It reduces movement penalties when reloading or using equipment. And I could reload while tack sprinting. So if I'm in a sticky situation, there's someone on me, I gotta reload, I could full tack sprint while reloading, which will help you stay alive longer. And since I have these 3 red perks on, I get a free perk, which is Specialty. I'll take off my face cam so you guys can see it. And I get Enforcer. So I have 3 red perks. That means I get a 4th one, and I get killing enemies grants a temporary buff to movement speed and health regen rate. Now, if you want to get Recon or Strategist, you're going to need 3 blues or 3 green perks. So example, you would need like Quartermaster and Dispatcher, and then another green one, which is Flak Jacket. And then you would get that extra Specialty perk right there. So yeah, I've been kind of just sticking to this build right here. If you guys don't really care about being on the radar, swap it out with Flak Jacket. This is a great option because of how strong the semtexes are, like I mentioned earlier. But that's gonna wrap it up, man. Those are the 5 best weapons in the game, all pretty much max level with all the appropriate attachments. Try it out for yourselves. Let me know what you guys think of it, and I'll see you on the next one. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.